Well, today I had a little bit of time, and I noticed now that they have, on this parking lot, they have these trailers pulled away so I can actually see what's underneath it. And there is just sand all over the place here, and it's very hard to figure out where the gold is as far as like predicting where the gold will be. There's a drain down there, and I went in here earlier, and it's interesting. I had to do an interesting routine in here. Use this for my pointer or my dowsing rod, and got out my pendulum, and the tracking field would come off the tip of this, so I would just, it would lock on and it would go to the vertical fields. Let me take my bucket with me here, and let's go see where this goes to us. And it's going to go to the vertical matrix columns, and I just have to follow it. Now what it's doing is it's going from highest gold concentration to the next gold concentration. As I sweep one up, then it will pick up another one, and hopefully it's not going down that drain, because I can't go down there. And let's see, right, see, the thing stopped. That means that the tracking field has bumped into the vertical matrix column. So let me give it the message for gold, and it's picking up gold. Now that will be straight below me. So let's go down, and in all this muck here, gold, it's right, it's picking up a concentration of gold right there. So we will sweep up that particular spot of the muck. And the thing that's odd here is there's so much deposits here that as one area will get deposited and build up, then the streams will change their course like a river. And so there's no way by looking at it right now that I can determine where the gold should be. I cannot predict it, but we got that up. Let's see, gold. Looks like we got it. We'll just check the bucket. Yeah, we got gold. Good. And normally when I'm doing this by myself, I don't say gold. Well, sometimes will. Mostly I can just think it. But let's see where it goes next. But when I'm doing a video, I will say gold, because that way you know what in the world I'm doing, because otherwise it's a pretty boring video if I just, what you're seeing here is, can you get there, get it on camera? See, I've got the horizontal column, or the tracking field, and it hits right here. And let's give it the instruction for, and I'm sorry, I keep moving the camera here so it's not following this gold. So it's right below there. Where is it exactly? Right there. Not there. Not there. Just right there. Well, let's sweep that up. Okay. That's where knowing how to use a pendulum. Oftentimes people who use dowsing rods, they can get within an area, but they don't know the exact point. Oftentimes what I will do if I'm after gold, I will actually spread the material out in here and then find out what it's detecting, toss everything out until I can isolate what exactly it is that it's going after. Now here we're after, the gold here is a low gold, so it looks silver, and it is gold and magnesium. And I've panned here before, and I just went and did a one pan out of this area and was very pleased with what I found. Of course, as you can see, this area has been developing, catching a lot of stuff, and hasn't been cleaned out lately. So, I'll tell you what, let's go for another one. I'm going to use this thing for the sender instead of the broom. Gold. And it will come off the tip of the plastic here. We've got another, well, I gotta drag my bucket and broom with me. So let's see where this goes. Gold. We're going horizontal. And as soon as I hit it already. The vertical column, let's back up, see if the horizontal. As soon as I hit the vertical column, it will stop. And now we're going to give it the gold reading. See, there it is. Now let's see where this goes. Gold, gold, right about where that white thing is. Let's make sure there's nothing there. Get rid of that. Gold, right into that area there. Okay, let's sweep that up. Yeah, the nice thing about this is with the pendulum, it takes the guesswork out of it, because otherwise you basically have to sweep up all the dirt. And this one here, there's no crevices or anything for it to fall in except for right around the drain itself. As a matter of fact, let me check it. Gold. No, that's odd. It's gold. I'm not getting gold in the drain. I think what we've got here is there is so much gravel built up around it that the gold is not making it down the drain. It's getting caught up in these gravel deposits, sand deposits. More. Let's see what we can find. Gold. Okay, we got one over here. Oh, not that far. Right. Gold. Okay, where is it down here? Gold. And a little bit of a pocket. Right there. Let's sweep that up and then let's go process it. Okay. Gold. Okay, let's go process what we have here. Yeah, now that I have these screens processing, street gold is really easy now. Toss it into the 20. I just have a little sample here to show a video with how quickly this is. It doesn't matter, even a large sample, it processes pretty quickly. Let's shake this with a 20 mesh. And here's where a pendulum test works out really good, because if you don't know the size of the gold, you just ion tested gold, nothing. So you can throw that material away. And we've got this screen here. Shake that down. Gold, gold, nothing in there. Toss that out. And here this is the 100 mesh. And there's very little. I already pre-tested this material in it. I panned one pan out already, and there was very little that got through the 100 mesh. Not enough to have to worry about catching it, and that allows for a lot of the dust and stuff to pass through the 100 mesh. And let's check here. Gold, there we go. And just to show something here, magnesium. Yeah, we got magnesium in there too. And carbon. The black sands around here tend to be carbon. So this is the material that I have. Let's see, gold. Yeah, not much at all. So, like that, we're down to this size. Toss that in there. Add a little jet dry. Add a little water. There we go. Now we're going to pan into another pan. What I'm going to be doing here is just stratifying, and I'm doing just a small amount to do a demo here. Stratify, and I'm pouring the top off, and I'm trying a different technique here, and I keep trying different techniques, and nothing wrong with that, is getting it to stratify and settle, and then pour the rest of it off. And you can even use the small riffles there to get the top material to pour off, because the riffles will catch any of the bottom material. So we're gonna and keep And what's happening at this left pan is that the sediment and stuff settles to the bottom, so we get cleaner water toward the top. So you pour off the cleaner water back in there, stratify it, and then pour off what's on the top. There, that's about enough for what we have to do. Now I'm going to add a little bit of clean water in here so we can see what we're doing. Get it cleaned out of the riffles, maybe a little more. Then we're going to do a wash and tap. And I don't know if you can see it in there or not, but the black sands are staying at the top. I'm not even going to run a magnet through it because I'm going to do that later. I'm even tempted to put all this into a furnace and melt it out. And in that case, a little bit of iron in there wouldn't matter much at all. Yep, there we go. Let's see if we can get more of that sand out of there. And what I've been finding too is that when the stuff starts to separate out here, I can tip it forward to where the water level goes to where I want it, to where I want to separate the stuff off, and then that area, once I get the water up to whatever level I want to take out, then I tap it sideways. And this stuff up here, because it doesn't have water, will not move. And the stuff down here will move out of the way, and I can actually pour it off. Right now, all I want to do is go back up in there and look at that, and there is, yeah, there's some nice material in there. I don't know if you can see that shining in there or not. It's washing pretty good. Yeah, there's some microfines up in there. That didn't take much work at all, but using the pendulum I could track where in the gravel it was and go from concentration to concentration and end up with color in the pan. Hey, fun. There we go. That's what the pendulum was so excited about. That's what we were picking up in those matrix columns. That is gold, and it's a low gold. It's mixed with magnesium. Yeah, that makes it pretty easy for street gold if you can use a pendulum and find out where the concentrations are at and just go from concentration to concentration. But that wash really is a microcosm of the history of a river, because as a river changes its course, it will leave gravel deposits and gold concentrations in areas where you don't expect to find it. So when you're working in an area where there's a river, you have to think back 100 or 1,000 or thousands of years of where that river used to flow, and even after floods and stuff, and where the old gravel bars are, because they could be high and quite a distance away from the present river as it changes its course and digs itself further into the valley. So that's where using a dowsing rod or a pendulum can help you look for those high and dry, buried or out of the way gravel bars. I have seen in some places where as the river changes course, it will drop many feet of clay or sand over the gravel bars that contain the gold as it changes its course, and it can also dig its way down into the valley. And so it's kind of surprising where you can find these old gravel bars from the river. But yeah, that's what the pendulum was so excited about, picking that stuff up out of that muck. Ah, lots of fun.